new routine for me. First of all, you want to get a pillow for Mark there. He might fall off the chair. He's done it before. I'd like to preface my act by saying I've been doing this for 8 years. It all started with a little thing called Stand Up for Mental Health. Thanks to my friend out west, David Grenner, who got me started. And I think it's a great way to break stigma and make yourself feel better. If you can look at your issues and your little quirks in a funny way, it doesn't sound so bad when you look at it on the lighter side. So here goes. I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety about 11, 12 years ago, and this led me to believe maybe I was only casually nuts before that. Now, ever since that, my life has become one big acronym. See, my GAD goes right along nicely with my SAD, which leads me to be on ODSP, and I'm going to do a guy with DP. Now, one of the things I had when I was a kid was a huge phobia of Big Bird. Yeah. Makes watching Sesame Street tough when I have to cower under the blankets every time it comes on screen. Now, the fact that my parents let me watch the birds before that had a lot to do with it. I was bullied as a child, and who hasn't been there? Now, the other kids in the same boat as me, we tried to start a support group. That didn't really work out. We're all afraid of each other. It didn't do great things for my self-esteem, but it did wonders for my 5-minute mile. Eventually, I grew up. I got married and had a child. And one day my first husband, decided I was dysfunctional. Of course, I was shocked. I had no clue he knew words that big. Then it took me a while to wonder why it took him 9 years to figure that out. So after my divorce, I rehomed him to a nice place down in Wisconsin. He's well trained and in the care of a nice family. Now I get to really call him a cheesehead. So after my divorce, I went out and I tried to date again. That was rather depressing, so I went and looked for weapons of mass self-destruction. eHarmony, Match.com, Plenty of Fish. Need I say more? Now I'm married to a really great guy. And it's wonderful to have someone in your life who shares issues with you. Like I said before, he's got bipolar disease, but he's pretty stable, but makes life really interesting. We take turns choosing our bag days every week. I get Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. He gets Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Sundays we fight over rock, scissors, paper, real rocks, real scissors. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's like a version of Survivor in our house. When my daughter was growing up, bipolar's over here, anxious people over here. My daughter was right in the middle. She got smart and voted herself off the island. Even my cats have issues. One of my cats had a severe catnip addiction. Every time I tried to hide the stash, she got all paranoid. The other cat took a header off out of a window and broke her leg. She's okay. But my friends thought it would be really cute to tell suicidal kitty jokes. Asking me, was she catatonic? Catatonic, I said? Look, cut the jokes or psycho kitties coming to live with you. Now, as you know, living on ODSP, you don't have a lot of money to do extra things. But I still like to cook and invite people over for dinner, show off my skills on what you can get on a budget from the food bank. And it's also a good chance Get out the good royal Chinette. Yep, nothing says informal like royal Chinette. Want to pass it down to the grandchildren, keep it in the family. My husband says I treat them like a god, always serving them burnt offerings. Yeah, I said it's not burnt, it's experimental Cajun cooking. In the end, we usually end up calling 967-1111, my mother's favorite recipe. Thank you, you guys have been great.